We're here outside the Museum of Texas South History. We're gonna go in and try to get some more background history on the rich culture of Southern Texas and to showcase that we're not just all cowboys and cattle, but we actually hold something here in our personal region of where we are. And now let's go check it out. May I have your name, please?
Yes. My name is Shannon Rankin. I'm the Executive Director of the Museum of South Texas History, and I've been privileged enough to work here since 1989.
What can you say is your favorite part about Texas?
Well, of course, I'm a native of South Texas, deep South Texas, so I would have to say my favorite part is this region. Our history is, in this particular area, is relatively undiscovered. One of our former archivists at the museum called the history of this region the last frontier for historians. There's been not a lot of research done on this region, and it hasn't been written up very well. So anybody who wants to kind of make a name for themselves in the history field can do research about this area and come up with something new. And I love the history of this area because the people who settled this area were very independent and resourceful. We were originally settled by the Spanish in 1749 when Jose de Escandon received a commission to bring families into the area. And he used about, I think it was 700 men to chart 200,000 square miles and determine where the community should go. A woman who studied Escandon for her entire, 25 years out of her career, a professor at the University in Mexico City, told us that the settlement of our region is unique to all of Latin America because it was a public-private partnership. The ranchers in Monterrey wanted to open up more grazing lands for their cattle, and so they went to the government and they said, if you will give us the land and the livestock, we will take our families and we will go and settle that area. And the Spanish government at that time was very interested in that happening because the French were beginning to push into the area. And this was a time, when Spain and England and all the different countries, the French, were trying to establish a foothold in the Americas. So they agreed, and so these families came, and, they said, we'll go on our own, you don't need to send the military with us, you don't need to send the church with us, we'll do it. So they moved up here and settled in the middle of nothing, and out of that grew this region where we are. The original settlements, with the exception of Laredo, were on the south side of the river. And I always wondered why on the south side, because at that time Spain owned what was on the north side as well. The Spanish land grants were on the north side and the south side. But it was one more line of defense for them from the Indians that would raid into the area. So families, moved up here. They put their lives on the line, with just the climate, the snakes, the animals that were here, and then the people who, might come in like the Indians from the north.
As I was thinking throughout the times you were speaking, I was thinking to myself, people who think about Texas think about like just cattle and cowboys at the movies they've seen throughout their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But you seem to have an open eye to the southern history of Texas, which is like much more than just an empty space in Texas, which people think there's nothing, just dirt and cactus. But this is my first time here at the museum as well, and I see that there's so much that people tend to miss out on rather than what they see on TV or they hear from the word of mouth. I was able to catch a grasp of where we are in a sense of our personal region of Texas by learning more history about it and getting a tour of the South Texas Museum and seeing the process of which Southern Texas has gone through to be where the point that we are today. Well, this has been Ramiro Gonzalez from Radio and Television Productions. See you next time.